Hey everyone, I hope everyone is well and having a beautiful day. This video is going to be about listening to your body, right? Listening to when something is off. So I've been recently going through some medical stuff and some blood work came back for autoimmune issues. And so I have been going through the process, a very expensive process with specialists to try to figure out what's going on with me. We have kind of a diagnosis, but they're still monitoring, so I'm not going to reveal the diagnosis right now. Anyway, because of the diagnosis, I was telling them I had the symptoms, so they did blood work, and the blood work came back positive for certain things. Well, the way specialists work is you can't just have blood work and symptoms. They have to visually see what's going on with you. So every time I would come in, because I wasn't feeling well, they wouldn't be able to, this particular doctor wouldn't be able to see what's going on with me. And it started to get me really upset because this is an expensive process. You're telling me that I'm positive for this and that autoimmune stuff. And I'm trying to figure it out, but I didn't feel like I was being heard. Well, 2 days ago, I started to have really bad inflammation, which I usually get in like my feet and other parts of my body. Not so bad, but I would feel some tingling, some numbness, X, Y, and Z. Well, I had a test run, a nerve test, and I think it triggered something, inflammation in my body, and it caused for my right arm to swell up to the point where I can't move it. A day and a half later, my arm had gotten so swollen that the elbow and the hand, the hand started turning purple, and it got really swollen, and the back of the elbow was really swollen. I let that go on for a day and a half because I feel like every time I went to a doctor, I wasn't really being taken seriously. Finally, I decided to go to the specialist who I am seeing for this autoimmune condition, and it was visible. I said, let me go to a specialist because it's visible now. And the way I felt was so ignored. I was in so much pain. Now, after she completely said everything was fine, even though my hand was purple and my elbow was swollen, I went to urgent care, and thank God I listened to my body. I listened to my mom, who was with me at the time, and said, like, I see the swelling, it's bad, go. The doctor was like, what did you do to yourself? Your whole arm is stiff and swollen. And I thank God that I listened to my gut and went, because who knows what could have been wrong with me. It could have been a blood clot. It could have been something a lot more severe. And I had a doctor who's a specialist really dismiss me in a way and made me feel irrelevant. And it was an expensive visit, almost $200 for that visit. And I just felt like giving up. So I'm going to show you right now, this is after I already took 2 steroid pills, anti-inflammatory, but this is my hand. So like I said, I'm going to show you the swelling. In the other hand, it's significantly gone down because I took the anti-inflammatory. This is my arm. You can't see it all in this. This is my other hand. The purpleness in it went down, but it's still red. I can't open it past this. I want you to see, even though I took an anti-inflammatory, the difference. And like I said, it's not as swollen anymore. It went down. Originally, they were even 2 different colors. Okay. The elbow is also swollen. Anyway, I'm showing you guys that. I didn't need to, but I understand how difficult it is to seek help, to seek medical help when you're not feeling well. I understand how people could be dismissive. How could they can say there's nothing wrong with you. And thank God, we don't want something to be wrong. But when you're not feeling well, and when you feel like it's going to cost too much money, insurance in America is crazy. People are looking for answers, and when they don't have, they're sending you to other people. I've been ping-ponged around all over the place, and even though my blood work's come back positive for numerous things, I felt throughout this journey really ignored, that people didn't understand my feelings. And when I went to her, once more, this is the swelling after 2 steroids, okay? When I went to her, my hand was purple. My arm was stiff. And as a specialist, she kept saying she saw nothing. And I went home thinking, if this is all in my head, then what is going on with me? And I continue to advocate for myself. And I'm like, this is not in my head. I can't, right now, even though I have the anti-inflammatory, I can't lift my arm up. Can't lift it. I can't lift it up. I have no issues here. And it's very stiff to the touch. Don't give up on yourself. That's what I'm trying to say, all this. Don't give up on yourself. There are amazing people in this field. And even the people that are a little dismissive are amazing in their own right. You have to know your body. You have to know what you're fighting for. You have to find the answers and be your biggest advocate. And that sounds crazy because it's what they're supposed to be there for, right? But really, you have to understand that you got to be your biggest advocate for your body and how you feel. If I wasn't given the anti-inflammatories, I could have, done a cold compress and waited a couple of days. But I go back to work on Monday and I didn't want to go with my arm like this, purple and swollen. So it took an urgent care visit and a follow-up call today to see how I was doing. There are great people in the medical field, but you have to be your biggest advocate. Right now, if somebody's telling you that it's just in your head, if somebody's telling you that there's nothing wrong with you and you know what you're feeling, continue to find people who will hear you out, who will search deeper, and who will listen to your concerns and look for the symptoms. And look for the symptoms. Okay? And look for the symptoms. Peace, love, and good health.